viewers? Welcome back to another episode of College Football from College Kids. I'm your host, Zion. With me is my co-host, Logan. And we're going to talk about a lot of job changes and position changes here in college football. We got 9 coaches that are out of a job. Among those, we got Brian Kelly, Billy Napier, James Franklin. We're going to cover all of them today. But here is my spiel about this. We have 9 Division I coaches that are out in the middle of the season. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's been in a year that's, I guess, like there's a ton of attention on college football right now. Like it's kind of fitting that there's a lot of head coach changes going on right now.
Yeah, and you and I both talked about this in the NFL and in college football. This is the most this is anyone's year.
Right.
There's no Ohio State and Indiana look really good. Oregon looks great. That's about it. Vanderbilt's going to squeak into the college football playoff. I think Georgia Tech's going to get in too.
Yeah.
And you got Virginia, who's 7-1. They're threatening a college football playoff berth. And all of these coaches, I mean, we had LSU. We had Penn State. And you probably could have thrown another one of those teams like Florida or another SEC team in there who is just having a down year. You could have thrown any one of these teams into the college football playoff, especially with Penn State. What a turnaround for them. They were the preseason number 2. You could even throw Texas in that conversation. They were the preseason number 1, and both teams failing to live up to their expectations. Let's talk about this. Let's start at the bottom of the beast here. Virginia Tech, Brent Pry. Virginia Tech starts out 0-4. They are 3-1 with their last. They hired an interim coach. They're 3-1 in their last 4 games. So Virginia Tech's turning it around. Deshaun Foster of UCLA. Obviously, UCLA was 0-4 when they played Penn State. That was the very first week of their interim coach beating Penn State. Mike Gundy, a very well-known college football coach at Oklahoma State. They started 1-7.
Dang.
Sam Pittman of Arkansas was also fired. They started 2-6. Jay Norvell of Colorado State, he started 2-6. And then we get up to the big boys here. James Franklin, obviously, going 3-3 before losing his job. Penn State now sits at 3-4, and they may not even make a playoff. They may not even make a bowl game. Billy Napier was fired shortly after as Florida went 3-4. And one that's honestly surprises me is Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly was just fired this week. LSU is 5-3, but they just can't win a big game. They can't win a big game with losses to Alabama and Texas A&M. LSU can't get it done.
Yeah, the thing about me for LSU is even though they're 5-3, the bar is set so high there that that I'm reading here these the boosters are frustrated. It's kind of an unexpected firing after this kind of defensive collapse in the SEC that they're going through right now. And it really surprises me because even though they have a winning record, their expectations are set so high there that they'd fire him.
Mm-hmm. So our last segment here on this first episode, we're going to rank these open jobs from the best to the worst jobs, or worst to best in this case. So we have LSU, Florida, Penn State, Colorado State, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, UCLA, and Virginia Tech. At number 9, I got Colorado State. Colorado State is a team out in the Mountain West. A lot of good football being played in that conference. You got Boise State, UNLV. I just don't see Colorado State going anywhere. If I'm a coach, that's not really a place I'm looking unless I'm getting some big bucks, and I don't even think Colorado State has a lot of money. The next one for me would be Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is in between the Pac-12. They're in between the Big 12. I don't know, where they sit as a football team. I think they may go independent here unless the Pac-12 is revived within, say, a year or two. But we don't even see that happening. So that would be number 8. Number 7 is going to be Virginia Tech. ACC is up and coming as a football conference. You got Miami, Georgia Tech. Pitt is always in there. Virginia is on the up and coming. Florida State's always a great powerhouse for football. I just don't see Virginia Tech winning very many games in a conference like that. At number 7?
Yeah.
Number 7, I got to go with UCLA. UCLA, you can make the argument that UCLA is in one of the toughest conferences in all of college football. The Big Ten has the number 1 and number 2 teams, and where's Oregon sitting? About 6?
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. That conference is just unbelievable. UCLA isn't really known for being a big football school, so I don't really see UCLA getting a good job. And then Arkansas. Arkansas is the next job. Arkansas, always a tough team because they're in the SEC, but they're in the SEC. So, how many games are you going to win against, you got a dark horse like Vanderbilt that's, up and coming. Tennessee's always in there. Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Auburn. These are football powerhouses. This is the football conference. And Arkansas is a tough team. They play tough football, but when you start your season off against teams like Alabama and Georgia, those losses are going to rank up against those good teams. Top 3 here. At number 3, I'm going to go with Florida. Florida is another SEC team. They've been known to really strike into a lot of these SEC schools, and Florida has a lot of money, as we've been shown time and time again. Florida, with the right coaching and the right recruitment, they can find themselves way back into a college football playoff. At number 2, and I might lose some people here, at number 2, I got LSU. LSU is a big, they're just a powerhouse for football. We know that they produce NFL players left and right. LSU has the money, they have the recruitment, they have the players. All they need is the coaching staff, and you have another college football playoff contender. Finally, the best job that's available right now in college football is Penn State.
Absolutely.
And we're going to talk about Penn State on our next episode, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching.